I was just I was just looking up articles about her, and there's not a lot popping up about her engagement.
Hmm. I mean, all the magazines covered her, like People and Us
Yeah, or I
Weekly,
meant like
Vogue,
just like
or
on Substack, I guess.
oh, got it.
Oh, there's a few. I guess it's going back a little bit further. You're right. People do move on fast.
They do.
This was titled Taylor Swift Hipster Lefties in the CIA's Future,
Oh
but it's
my
like a
gosh.
photo of her engagement. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. All right. Are we ready?
Yep. We're recording.
Hey, Jabbers, we are back with a quick bonus episode. Gabby and I wanted to chat about Taylor Swift getting engaged and what that means for the wedding industry, some of our insights, and just kind of touch on how I feel like this is a global phenomenon. Everyone's referring to it as the royal wedding that's going to happen. And a little bit of a twist. Gabby and I are not big Swifties. Yeah, we have some thoughts on that as well. But we kind of wanted to dive in on just like what this means for the wedding industry. We know a lot of you are probably Swifties yourself. And so we're just gonna kind of dive into our thoughts and share what we're thinking.
Yes, I'm glad you said we're not Swifties, not because it's a bad thing by any means, but I want to say that Carrie and I both agree that Taylor Swift is a brilliant businesswoman. Her dedication, her motivation. I mean, she's unbelievable. As a person, she sounds like she's an incredible person. And I will admit that I watched the full 2.5 hour podcast episode on New Heights
Mm.
with her and Travis Kelce and Jason, his brother. And so I watched the whole thing and I was really into it and I thought it was kind of incredible. But all that to say, I will hum those songs. I will sing those songs, no problem. But I've never been to a show. I don't own any merch and I don't
Right.
know the lyric. Like I don't know. I haven't analyzed the lyrics like many have.
Sure.
I know she likes the number 13.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I also didn't know that podcast was 2.5 hours long, that episode. So yeah,
I
I might,
think.
I want to go listen to it just because I'm curious. Like you said, I watched her documentary that's on
Yes.
Netflix. It's old, like an older documentary, but I think after that I had not that I never disrespected her. I just wasn't like in love with her like a lot of people are. Like I've enjoyed some of her music growing up, but it just never like hit me the way that it does for some people. But I think after that documentary, which all documentaries do, it like highlights the person and makes it humanizes
Yeah.
celebrities, right? And makes them like be more lovable. And I do think she is a brilliant writer, businesswoman. Clearly, she is a billionaire and knows what she's doing. But yeah, I I think sometimes I get a little like I don't understand the obsession with her and
Mhm.
then Travis Kelce. Um, I guess I've never really seen it as like their love is this like spectacular thing that like has
Mhm.
never existed before, but maybe I'm being a little more cynical.
I mean, we've seen so many love stories. I think that's the thing, right? Like we deal with love every weekend almost. So
Yeah.
it is easy for us to just feel a little more disconnected and because we don't have personal attachment to either of them. But I got swept up in the hype. I did. I
Mm.
even posted my own meme of
I
where
saw that.
I had ChatGPT add me to their engagement photos with my clipboard as the wedding planner, and it distorted my face and it added like claws to Taylor's hands, and it was like, and it added someone in the bushes, which was really creepy.
Okay,
Um,
I was gonna ask who was that
no,
person?
nobody. Chat GPT went full creative on their own and they
Yeah.
just created that. But I do have some somewhat insider information I heard secondhand, but apparently the florists were hiding in the bushes during the time of that photo because they weren't fully done setting up. And all of a sudden, Taylor and Travis walk in to the set
Oh my
and
gosh.
drops on one knee, and the florists are like, shit, shit, shit. And they're quite possibly, I don't have proof, but I have heard this from somebody who works in
If
the
they're like in the
luxury.
photo.
Yeah, and they
Okay.
could be in the photo. So I'm thinking, what if chat knew there was someone like, what if there's a tiny finger sticking out or
It's like
something?
exposing them.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my
Can you
gosh.
imagine? So,
That's so funny. Yeah. So okay, let's talk about this, right? Like people are who knows what's going to happen? Is she going to elope? Is she going to have like a big publicized wedding? Is she still going to have a big wedding, but it's going to be very private? Like we're maybe going to see a photo or two.
Mhm.
Is People Magazine going to cover it like they do with every celebrity? Like is People Magazine even going to get the feature, right? Um, but I was telling Gabby before we started recording, I've seen some stuff online of how people have talked about like the worst thing that Taylor could do for the wedding industry is elope. Because whether we like it or not, she sets trends across the globe. And people, if they see Taylor elope, they're going to be like, well, I'm just going to elope instead of having a big wedding. And the opposite is true, right? If she has a big wedding, people are gonna be like, well, I want a big wedding like Taylor did, which I think is really fascinating. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I agree. When you said that, it's like, oh shoot, I didn't even think about that. I do, for the sake of the wedding industry, Taylor, please don't elope. Please, like my prediction is she will have a small wedding, private setting, but not an elopement, just the two of them. I do think
Hmm.
she will have a very beautiful, well curated, photo worthy, will hire some vendors, type of wedding, but it will be on a smaller scale. Um, because when you think, like, where the heck could she possibly have this wedding and invite hundreds of people and not be an absolute, like how Jeff Bezos rented out Venice for his
Hmm.
wedding? Like that
Hmm.
doesn't seem like her kind of thing.
Right, right. I mean, who knows? One of her many homes, she could,
True.
or a place like Kansas City, they just get married, you know. Doesn't she have a house there now?
Probably. But
Um,
wasn't the engagement was it in his backyard?
oh, I don't
Or
know.
a backyard, one of their backyards. I thought it
I
was
don't
maybe
know.
his backyard, but I heard a few
Okay.
things. I heard a few things. So
Okay.
please, if you guys know, comment because um and there was a photo circulating that was showing a before and after of how they transformed the space because there was like a little gazebo thing, but the landscaping wasn't anything spectacular and the florists really did come in and like
Yeah.
spruce the whole place up. Unless it was AI, maybe the before photo was
Oh
AI.
my
Who
gosh.
knows? But
Yes.
I,
Yeah.
I like to think it wasn't. So yeah, I thought it was a more intimate setting.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it was a gorgeous setting, and I also feel like it was a lot of people were saying it was out of character for her to even post something like that about their
oh,
relationship.
so that's how
Um,
private it could be for their wedding.
yeah. But I
Oh,
feel like I don't know, maybe she feels like she owes the Swifties this news. Like obviously someone was
yeah,
going to find out at some point, right? It's like football season is upon us.
right.
Um, that ring is not going to go
Oh
unnoticed.
my God. And also, there was a clip of her recently, and it's been circulating online where she is only drinking with her left hand now.
Oh my
And they're
gosh.
like, oh my God, Taylor's officially kind of become a lefty because every sip, like her ring is excessive. I mean, girl, go for it because that
Yeah,
ring
show
is
it off.
stunning.
Show it off. That's so
Wild.
yeah. So I mean, hopefully she has a larger wedding. I think we're gonna get like a few sneak peeks. I don't think we're gonna know a ton of details, but I feel like she is gonna share some photos from the wedding day. But
Yeah,
I
she
feel like
has
it's
to.
going to be very like the wedding happened like 2 months ago and then
Yes,
find out. But that's
that's
just my
true.
prediction.
And that's also if guests that are invited are true good secret keepers. I mean, maybe everyone will have to sign an NDA or to your point, like that's a
Yeah,
advantage of just eloping. Like everyone involved would have to keep their mouth shut.
right. Which is crazy. Can you imagine as a vendor like working on that wedding and you're
No.
just
No.
Like I'm not even a Swiftie and I would still be like, "Oh my
Yeah.
gosh."
Okay, let's talk about that because if Taylor, like there was all of those fake those reels that people were creating that week where it they pretended to be Taylor Swift DMing them
Oh
asking for
yeah.
their wedding services. Okay, but
Yeah.
let's say that happened in real life to you if you got a DM, although I feel like she wouldn't reach out via DM, but regardless, let's say she DMs you to do her wedding. What would you say truthfully? Because it scares the shit out of me to even think about producing something
Yeah.
of that scale.
Well, I think I would be like, this is not Taylor Swift. This is a fake account.
Scammer,
Yeah,
scammer.
scammer. Um, but also, I mean, I think it would be very exciting. I would bring in a lot of other planners
Yes.
to obviously collaborate, but knowing me, I'd probably also undercharge. And just be like, sure, my minimum package works great.
That's
Um,
true. Oh, it's an
no, I think
elopement, $2,000.
yeah. I think that would be a really hard thing for me though.
Yeah.
Like how do you even go about pricing something like that given all of the information, right? Like knowing it's going to be high stakes, knowing, let's say it's a lot of people attending the wedding and they're all pretty much
Yeah.
A-list celebrities.
And
Um,
they might be demanding. I would almost have to
yeah,
have like a team dedicated to the guest experience because can
100%.
you imagine if like Jennifer Aniston's there and she's like, I need some hot tea. And you're like, shit, we don't have hot tea on the BEO.
Yeah.
Someone get hot tea. Like, you'd have
Could
to
you
have
imagine
everything,
no tea on the BO? We're just like I'd be like, add everything possible
everything,
needed. Like, it doesn't matter.
everything.
Oh my gosh.
I'm stressed
Yeah,
thinking
that's
about
so
this
true.
hypothetical situation. Like,
I mean, as much as I would be like, yeah, that'd be amazing to produce, I'm like, do I even have the bandwidth for that? But
I mean, you couldn't say no. I think
right,
that you
no.
wouldn't be able to say no, but to your point, I think you're right. I would hire planners that are so good at one specific thing and make them the lead of like plates. You
Yeah,
are the best plate placer and you've picked the most perfect
the
plates.
planner,
And it's
the
probably a
planner known for plates.
I mean, listen, they're out there and they're probably multimillionaires because they're so good at picking plates. But you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
they would do everything from sourcing the perfect plate to
for
talking to the
sure.
manufacturer. Like there could be a dedicated role like that for so many people.
Yep.
Um, but I can just see how insane that project would could be. And my guess is that it probably is not going to be a very long engagement, would you think?
Right. No, I feel like they're gonna get married by like spring or summer of next
Mhm.
year, for
Mhm.
sure.
Because, well, it has to be
Before
during his off
summer.
season. It's got to be in
Yeah.
his off
Yeah,
season.
true.
And she released her new album, so surely she's gonna get ready for another
Sure.
tour.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Gabby, if either of us gets the job, we're hiring each other.
Yes. Can I be the plate person?
Yes, 100%.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that's crazy.
Well,
Okay.
I think one other thing, speaking of vendors that you mentioned before, is there's also some disagreements online from people in the wedding industry that she didn't tag her photographer.
Yeah.
Um, And I know a lot of people's responses to that were, other celebrities have done that in the past, and it just like overwhelmed that vendor's business.
Mhm.
People were like, even from the press reaching out to be like, we want raw footage, we'll pay you, like just like relentless hounding on like, give us more, which I never really thought about that. I only thought about it from the business side of like, you could get a lot of inquiries from A, people who really are interested, and B, people who are not able to afford your services at all, right? They just like want to reach out because Taylor hired you. But I never really thought about like the press being like like finding out where you live, like wanting to hound you on a daily basis to like get that information. So I thought that was a really interesting I guess, argument online. But I agree that it was fine that she didn't tag that photographer because I think, like you said earlier, they're probably not hurting for work. They're probably also going to shoot the wedding or like be a part of other stuff like that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Y- Yes, I agree. I think right away, people lost their minds because there's no tag of, and there's no florist, there's no photographer, there's no
right,
venue if there was one and
right.
whatever. And we're so trained in the wedding industry to support our vendors in that way. But I do think this is a different level that, yeah, they're not, they didn't hire a new photographer that just started with an Instagram portfolio. This is obviously someone reputable. It's funny because I don't know, sometimes you can recognize certain styles, right? Certain
Mhm.
edits, and they're like big photographers like Jose Villa or something like that.
Sure.
And I didn't recognize this edit very much. Like I found it to be a very soft edit with
Hmm.
green. Would you say there was like there are green tones, green gray tones to it?
Yeah. I want
Um,
to pull it up again because I like want to
yeah.
look at it.
And very fairy tale whimsy to me, which is, I'm not saying
Yeah.
it's a bad thing, but it's definitely
Yeah.
not what we're seeing most of these high-end photographers shoot. And obviously, photographers are probably screaming at their phone right now, being like, that's not how I would describe that edit. Sorry. That's just how I see it, and what I feel. But there's like almost this like softness, like less sharp
Yeah.
lines, perhaps.
No, yeah, I was gonna say that on that main photo,
The
it
main
was like
photo.
very like a vignette almost
Yes.
around the outside of the photo,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So yeah,
Um,
interesting to
yeah,
see
I
this.
mean, and who knows? Maybe they like signed a contract with her and like got paid super well, or they're like gonna be doing other gigs throughout the engagement, posts like are leading up to the wedding day. Um,
Do you think, okay, because you're also a photographer, do
mhm.
you like, okay, if you got the inquiry, the DM from Taylor Swift as a photographer, and they just said, we want you to come for 1 hour to shoot the engagement, but it's Taylor Swift. Do you change your pricing? I mean, they say that obviously in the contract is like, we're not going to tag you because of everything we just talked about.
Sure.
They don't have to sell their photo. I guess they maybe sold some photos to the press for them to be
Yeah,
published in magazines.
right.
They get money from that. But like, how do you go, how do you go about that pricing, truthfully?
I mean, I would change my pricing, yes, just because it's such a high stakes moment.
Yeah.
Granted, your work's not going to change, but I just think there's a lot more to it with
Yeah.
Taylor than like, no offense to every other couple we have, but
No.
um, I just think there's so much more you're going to be dealing with, even from like the press is going to find out eventually who took that photo. I think there's just like
Or the
a lot more.
Swifties. I think the
Yeah.
Swifties are going to find out
Those
before the
internet
press.
sleuths are
Oh my
real.
God, you guys are amazing, truly. Like, we need to get them to be detectives. They could solve cold cases. Taylor should really encourage them to solve cold cases.
I forget what it's called. This is like a total side note, but there is like this documentary about like internet sleuths like
Yes.
solving crimes, and it's really fascinating. Like that's how they spend their entire day, just like analyzing things and photos online.
It's my
Um,
retirement plan, truth be told. Like, that is my future. So yeah, I'm
yeah.
very into it.
Yeah, I mean, I think pricing would change, but I feel like there's probably a much higher stakes contract in place for that as well.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
however,
Maybe
I was
they,
just, oh, go
sorry,
ahead.
wait, maybe they got maybe the photographer said, oh, a free engagement session with the booking of your wedding.
Throw in a free album. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
I was just thinking I saw yesterday, which I'd have to verify if this is actually true, but it was saying it was the most liked and shared post since Zendaya's birthday post that she did for oh my gosh, who's her fiance? Tom,
Mm,
Tom Holland, right? Is that his name?
okay. Yeah,
Oh my gosh,
maybe. I
I'm
don't
the
know.
worst.
Yeah, you can't ask me any pop culture question.
Yes, Tom Holland. So it says it was liked 35 million times and it was sent to 10 million people, like the little arrow, but they took off the comments, of course.
Right. Well, no, Taylor does not have hasn't had comments on her page
That's
since
true.
the beginning of time.
That's true.
She did say that on the New Heights podcast episode. Um, I will say that podcast episode, I felt like I was listening to a friend talk. Like I felt like I
Okay.
personally knew Taylor. She knows me.
Thanks.
Um, so I like that about her, I will say.
Yeah. I'm gonna have
Watch
to go listen to
watch
it
me become a super fan in 2026.
as we produce her wedding.
Yes, can't wait. Can't wait. No, but no, this is such a fun conversation to have because we don't talk a lot about, pop culture things, but this will be the wedding to watch. The predictions are so fun to talk about. Will there be themes? Will it be small? Will it an elopement? We just have to wait and see, and
Yeah.
it'll give us wedding pros, something to do in our winter months when we don't have much going on.
Do you have a prediction of who is going to produce her wedding? Do you think it'll be someone big or
Yes,
someone
but
that is like kind of big, but like Nashville? I mean, she is from Nashville originally.
true.
Or is it going to sort of be like a smaller?
She's from Pennsylvania,
Oh, she's from
actually,
Pennsylvania.
originally. I
Oh,
know
okay.
everyone thinks Nashville.
Look at you.
Look at all these facts that I actually know about.
I think Gabby is a Swiftie.
Oh
She's
my
just not
God.
admitting it right
Maybe
now.
I didn't even know this about myself. She's from Pennsylvania, but she has a home in Nashville and has
Gotcha.
lived in Nashville for a long time.
Gotcha.
That's a great question. I think she's gonna have a big team, like a well-known team, but
Hmm.
not like Mindy Weiss. Not
Yeah,
that name. It's gonna be one of the more boutique ones that even you and I maybe don't know, but then we go
sure.
to their Instagram and we're like, oh damn, they do big
Yeah.
stuff, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Like a low key name.
That's what I'm thinking too. I feel like there's going to be some vendors that people have never heard of before,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, that's
which is
true.
like great on her part, right? To help,
Yeah.
she should, like smaller businesses
Yeah,
thrive.
maybe she will hire some small local, like a coffee cart that's local to
Yeah.
wherever they are or something. Do
I
you
gotta get my coffee cart going. I'm gonna reach out to her.
what do you think there's going to be, let's assume they're not eloping. Do you think there's going to be a really cool trend that's going to happen that you can think of? Like I'm just thinking of when the caterpillar tables were starting to be cool,
Oh,
like the
yeah.
round tables,
Yep.
um, or I don't know, all these custom escort walls or stuff like. Do you think
Hmm.
there's something? Because she has had some cool stage elements for her
Yeah.
shows.
Oh,
So
for
I would
sure.
almost feel like she'd want to get involved with some of the aspects of the wedding production.
Yeah. I mean, I do think there is going to be something new. Of course, like a trend. What it is, I'm not sure. Maybe it's like location.
Mm.
She gets married in a football stadium. I don't
Oh,
know.
no, but that just happened. We just had one in Nashville. It was a Titans thing
Oh,
and it was a big to do, but that's been
okay.
done. That's been done.
Yeah, it's
So I
been
don't think she's going
done.
to do that.
Or she just gets married at her concert when she's on tour.
Oh my God, imagine. What if she picks this like you're from Iowa? What if she picks this like small town in Iowa and like it boosts the economy like crazy? And it's
Oh
now
my
this like
gosh. I mean,
stop on the map. People have to go to,
that's true.
whatever, Smithville, Iowa.
Smithville. My hometown is wanting to grow its size, so maybe
Well, it's a
it's
great
a good
opportunity.
proposal for her. Yeah.
That's funny. I wonder if cities like the tourism boards would pitch to her manager and be like, "We would like it to welcome you to Smithville, Iowa, and here's what we can offer: unlimited tractor tours." Pot- I was gonna say potatoes, but that's Idaho.
Yes.
Corn,
Corn.
corn
Yep.
festivals for
Oh,
you.
oh my gosh. It seems right up her alley.
Yeah, I think there's potential there.
At the county fairgrounds.
Oh my God. Okay, we're just out of control at this
Yeah,
point.
we
We
are.
don't
Okay.
know. We just don't know what's going to happen. So
Swifties are gonna hate us. So
sorry.
anyway, I think, once we hear more about what's happening, I'm sure there's gonna be an engagement party. More photos are gonna surface at some point here, probably post, football season. But I think it'd be interesting for us to come back and touch base
Mhm.
on any updates that are happening.
Yeah, and make sure you guys are following our Substack because there is a free option on there and you can see all of our posts and we post some of our just thoughts and things that happen throughout the week or stuff like this. So if there's new information, not that we are in the know first by any means, like we have to read articles in order, but we have opinions about it.
Yeah.
So we'll share our thoughts and our predictions and whatnot over on our Substack post. So be sure to follow us there.
All right.
And
Well,
that,
jabbers, Swifties, non-Swifties alike. Thanks for listening to our unfiltered thoughts. And we will see you next time.
bye.
Bye.